TC Society. Wait a minute, what's wrong with the camera? It's down here. Hello. So the reason the camera's down there is because I'm actually going to go work out. And before I go work out, I wanted to record a quick video demonstrating some of the things that I do for warm-up and workout on the ground. So, that said, when you get on the ground, make sure that you get on the ground safely. So, if you saw what I just did, you can use your hands, especially I recommend using carpet, someplace soft, padding. Don't use a hardwood floor, don't use linoleum, brick surface, concrete, ceramic tile. Carpet, padding, something soft, comfortable, and you don't want to thump yourself onto the ground. Make sure that you control how you land on the ground. And one of the places where I start, again, I'm not teaching this, I'm simply giving you an idea of some of the things that I work on, is opening the inside of the legs here. So without doing splits. And by the way, everyone should practice at their own level. If you can go wider than this, you should. And if you can't get this wide, that's okay too. Everyone has a different body and a different placement. Even myself, several years ago when I was training for competition, was much more flexible. But again, I'm just demoing some things, some groundwork, some things that I do while I'm on the floor. And so this one you can continue to work, push your center line forward, leave these legs anchored off to the side. There's you can sort of dig your heels like this to sort of pull your legs out to the side that way. One thing to remember during all of this when I start to move around is to keep the spine straight. So another thing I like to do is walk my hands forward. So keep your head, your spine, you can rest on your elbows, try to keep your back and neck straight. Going to each side. So the reason I'm not teaching this is because this is a modification I've learned from the stretching from Pi Gua Chuan. And so for me, I like to take my opposite hand, reach across to this foot, and then turn. And so again, the whole time, trying to maintain the Tai Chi principles, I want to keep my spine in line this way. And then as I grab and I start to rotate, I'm going to turn my face, but I want to try to do it perfectly mathematically, like we practice when we practice Tai Chi. So that's one thing I will teach is when you do the yoga, when you do the stretching, if you carry the Tai Chi principles into that practice, you can avoid injury and lessen stress, strain on the body. So here, reaching across this way and then trying to turn my face upwards. Right, something like this. And then again, obviously repeating on the other side, reach across. And when I say reach across, I'm trying to make this circular shape to open. There's meridians. And then sticking my shoulder on the inside of my thigh here and turning my face vertically that way. You can use this arm like a lever to help pry the body open. Okay, where were we? Leg stretching. Okay, groundwork, yes. Here, next. So again, some of you may have studied yoga. If you've taken a yoga class, this is a great benefit for you. You should bring it into your practice, integrate it, the type of stretching. So this is another simple one. Maybe some yoga schools may be referring to it as butterfly. You can use your elbows to push down on the sides here. If you can't get flat, that's okay. Lots of people having it up here. Just do the best that you can. Try to bring these feet in. And then the same thing, I'll change my angle so that you can see facing in this direction. If I lean forward, I want to extend my spine, so I want to push my tailbone into the ground back here and keep my head, top, and neck straight this way. and that also opening the insides of the legs. Backs of the legs, same thing. If I bring my feet together in the front this way, when I turn my spine, when I rotate, I want to try to keep my back straight. Or the alternative is to reach up, is so that I'm looking up. So even though I fold, I'm going this way, or push straight. So pull your toes back. This is a good stretch for the back of the legs. The main thing I don't want you to do is this curl forward. So, or at least in my practice, the main thing that I want to do is keep my spine either straight or curving upwards as such. Let's see, what else can we do on the ground? I'm not going to teach any other yoga type postures, but yoga can be a nice, basic yoga can be a nice addition to the martial arts. One thing that I will teach from yoga, it's a very easy one, anyone can practice, is called Shavasana, which is, and this is, if you take anything away from this video, is just resting your body on the earth. So you can pick a specific shape, but make sure that you have the correct alignment. So put your head in the right place, and then feel, make sure your shoulders are aligned, and then adjust your hips and your spine. And whether you lay with your palms down or your palms up, or whether you make some kind of shape with your hands, when you're in this position after your practice, before your practice, anytime you'd like to take a break, you can rest entirely upon the earth. This is why, again, I recommend the carpet. And you can look up the yoga term. You can Google Shavasana. Take a deep breath. And actually, I have another one that I will teach. I think I showed this in the last leg stretching video that I made, but I do this one quite a bit, Pubu. So here, again, very much like the Tai Chi snake creeping down. Again, keeping the spine straight from the head top to the neck. And sort of a variation on this one if you like to rest. And the main points, keeping the knee behind the toe here, and keeping the ankle, knee, and hip in line, really folding the inside of this hip here. And again, all different types of possibilities to come out of this type of stretching. Let's try the other side. By the way, if you get into this kind of stretch, you can just relax and then change to the other side. So when I'm here, again, I don't teach this because you have to have a certain type of flexibility and strength in your legs. If you have it, you can work into it. So once again, the same thing. Try to keep this knee behind the toe. It's not a try, do. Ankle, knee, hip in line. And then as a variation, if you want to just sit back. I'm not sitting on my buttocks. I don't know if you can see, but from here, you can get this sort of cantilevered stretch on the leg, and then just sit back out of it. So this is the kind of stuff that I do on the ground. With that said, remember, baby steps. Make small, slow, steady progress. This has been a demonstration. I recommend, if you do any type of stretching, any type of physical activity, that you have a teacher or you know exactly what you're doing. I'm showing this because, by the way, squatting is another thing, so I can squat while I'm on camera. Squatting is one of the best things you can do, so if you can't squat, you can work up to it. I have a video in mind. It's I think it would be about an hour just on squatting. So if you can squat, again, the same thing. Keep your knees behind your toes right here. When you look down, you shouldn't be forward here, cantilevered. That's incorrect. Your heels can be off the ground, but the most accurate is for them not to be. And once again, if we take a stick here, we have some type of measuring device. we can see, can you see it from the profile here? My knee is in line with my toe. It does not go in front of the stick. It always wants to be behind as such. So those are some of the stretches that I do. If you need the flexibility, there's lots of places to study yoga. I recommend taking the Tai Chi principles with you.